FoodTruckr School is now in session. What up? Episode 9. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, food truckers? My name is Pat Flynn, host of FoodTruckr School podcast, and we're here to help you take your food truck business to the next level. Whether you're just starting out or you're a veteran in the industry, this is a show for you. Today we're talking with Craig Barbour, the owner of the Roots food truck in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's doing amazing things, not only running his food truck business, but we're going to talk about how he's expanded his food truck business into a catering business and also classes. We get into the details about this as far as what percentage of the truck's profits come from daily sales versus catering versus classes, which marketing avenues work best for bringing in customers through each channel. Just a ton of information Craig provides for us in today's show. So let's all welcome Craig to FoodTruckr School. Craig, how are you today? Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you again for coming on. And you have a really great story. I think a lot of food truckers out there listening are going to really benefit from this because not only do you have a food truck, but you've expanded your food truck business into catering and also even beyond that, classes. And this is something that's really, really cool. Not a lot of food trucks are doing. So this is going to be really helpful. But before we get into that, can you tell us, Craig, what you did before you started Roots?
So before I started Roots, I was a sous chef and a manager at a country club in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we specialized in everything from fine dining to doing family meals of upwards of 1,000 people. So we had a pretty large range of different food service venues and that we got to experience. So in doing that, I started to get into local food, and it became extremely important to me, and I started to get the country club into local food. So I started my own side business where we would deliver local food from the farms in the area to the back doors of restaurants. So basically used all of my connections with the farms and my connections with the restaurants being in the food service industry and built a business that way. But sadly, on the East Coast in Charlotte, North Carolina, the local food scene is in its infancy, and there wasn't enough to sustain that. So in order to get back into the kitchen, I decided to go ahead and start a food truck. It's the most economical way to get back into the kitchen and be my own boss. So that's when the idea for the Roots food truck was born.
That's really cool, and I love the idea of using local food. I'm here in San Diego, and I will often go toward foods that, go toward food trucks that use local food here in the area. I just love to support the local farmers too, and I think that's really, really awesome. What you're doing here now. You came from the background in the country clubs and serving thousands of people. What was maybe the biggest challenge for you when you first started running a food truck?
I think the biggest challenge starting the food truck was, one, finding a kitchen space to work out of, and two, it was finding a spot for the food truck to park that was going to be lucrative enough, quickly enough, in order to sustain the business.
Mm-hmm. How did you get over that challenge as far as finding spots to park? Because I know that's a huge challenge for everybody. Was it just a sort of trial and error type of thing, or did you go to certain people to discover where you should park?
Well, it's pretty much a trial and error thing. There was only one really operating food truck around when I was opening my food truck, at least in Charlotte, North Carolina, and most places around the city had never heard of parking a food truck out in their parking lot or anything like that. And in North Carolina, or at least in Charlotte, you're not allowed to park your food truck on public property. So no streets, no parking spots that are designated, no parking meters or anything like that. You have to be on private property. So I went to the different parking lots that are in our center city area and approached the different managers of those lots and just kind of threw a number out there and said, hey, I'd like to lease your lot for you lease this portion of it for this amount of money per day. What do you think? and finally had somebody who was open to the idea, and went from there. And we've actually been maintaining the same spot for almost a little over 2.5 years now.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool. How's the reaction been from the local scene there as far as your food truck? And I mean, are you getting regulars and people just kind of just trying to figure out where you are so they can eat your wonderful food?
Absolutely. 90% of our business is regular return customers. We rely on that core group of people to come and patronize our food truck once, twice, 3 times a week. Sometimes every single time we go out, we see a couple of the same faces, and those people are really they're the heart of our marketing hub. They spread the word better than we ever could.
Yeah, I think that's an advantage that a lot of new food trucks have is they are able to, when you're just starting out, you're maybe not getting that many customers. That's your opportunity to really get to know those few customers that you do have who will, like you said, patronize your truck and, become that ambassador for you. And, in many businesses, not just food trucks, it's the people who you are helping that are actually doing the marketing for you.
Absolutely.
That's really cool. Now, what is the best part of what you do? Why do you love doing what you do on your food truck?
I really do love working on the food truck because you get the best of both worlds of the food service industry. You're not stuck in the back of a kitchen slaving away, doing all of the really hard work, and then sending your beautiful creation out in the hands of a server who gets to pretty much take the credit for it if it's the best meal they've ever had. Mm-hmm. So basically, you get to serve your great food right from your hands to your customers' hands and see immediate feedback from them. So that's one of the most satisfying things about working on a food truck is the instant gratification of doing the absolute best that you can, showing it to people, and having them approve of it.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, just you hand them the food, you just see them take that first bite, and they're kind of giving that nod, like that shake head, like, yeah, this is good.
Yep, absolutely.
That's an absolute great feeling. And I'm in different businesses that have sort of same instant gratification, and I live for that. I love that. So that's really cool, Craig. Now I want to move on to other parts of your food truck business. You've sort of expanded into catering and classes. And if you don't mind me asking, and feel free to say no, but sort of on a total revenue basis, you don't have to share exact numbers, but maybe percentage-wise, where are your sales or most of your revenue coming from? Is it the food truck itself, the catering, or the classes?
The revenue comes from the catering. The food truck and the classes, they are small portions of revenue. However, they generate the most buzz. A catering company is kind of the least sexy part of the whole deal. Catering companies are around, they're necessary, people utilize them. It's not a new concept to have a catering company. But to have a catering company and a food truck that allows people from the outside into their kitchen, and we give them our own trade secrets and recipes and ways that we do things, is the sexy part. That's the part that draws people in. So if we get people who come to our classes, they're pretty much going to be lifetime customers because they've seen exactly where their food's coming from. Mm-hmm. We're telling them where it's coming from as far as where it's being grown. So they are comfortable with the entire process. So when it's time for them to book an event, whether it's through their company or a friend of theirs is booking an event, or even if it's themselves booking an event, they're going to give us a call first.
Mm-hmm. Now, as far as the classes are concerned, how are you, or where are you holding these classes, and how often?
We hold the classes in our kitchen. The key to the entire expansion was getting a lease on our own kitchen space. So if you're a food truck out there who's renting kitchen space from an existing business, this is going to be something that's really difficult to try and pull off because you're going to ask for a lot more time from the kitchen that you're currently renting from. And to hold a class in a kitchen, you pretty much need the entire kitchen with nobody else in it except for yourself. So in order for expansion to happen, maintaining or obtaining and maintaining your own kitchen facility is key to the whole thing.
And how are you promoting your classes? Is that done just pretty much through your food truck and anybody who comes across you during your catering events?
Yeah, what we do to promote the classes is we through our website and through our food truck, we hold classes that people can sign up for that are subject specific, such as tonight we have a seafood class, and then next week we'll do another class. Maybe it'll be one pot meals, or it'll be knife skills, or a grilling class. We kind of run the gamut of different kitchen skills.
That's
and what we do to promote the classes is through the website, through the food truck, and then what we also do is we contact corporations and say, hey, this would be a great team building idea. This would be a great learning experience for your employees. And so we'll book a corporate class where they'll come and do a team building project in our kitchen by participating in a cooking class together.
That's awesome. That must be pretty gratifying too, actually, because you have your own audience kind of just building and creating the food for for themselves, and now, like you said before, they're going to be lifelong fans after that point.
Absolutely, yeah. And targeting those corporations are great because the people who come to the classes may or may not be the people who make the decisions on what companies they're allowed to cater through. And if you happen to have somebody who's making that decision in your class and they happen to fall in love with the food, you're pretty much a shoo-in to cater that corporation's event most of the time. And the best thing about corporations is they have a little extra money to spend than regular people do.
This is true. This is absolutely true. Moving on to catering, let's say I have a food truck and I'm now interested in catering. Where do I even start with that?
If you have a food truck and you're interested in catering, the first thing to do is you have to make it known that you are available and willing and wanting to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people think, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to have a food truck at my husband's 40th birthday party? And if they go on the different food trucks' websites and yours doesn't say that you cater, but their second choice does say that they cater and maybe give some sample rates and some sample menus, they're absolutely going to give number two the call before they give you a call, because they're not sure if you cater or not, so they don't want to inconvenience you. They don't know how the process works. So you give them a little insight to how the process is going to go and how it works before they even touch base with you,
mm-hmm.
then you're going to be much better off.
Now, is this more of a, hey, you can kind of, rent our truck for the day and we'll cater your event and our truck will be there and we'll serve through our window? Or is it more of a, hey, if you have us come out, we'll cook our food in our truck and, you guys will be sitting on table. Like, how does,
that's actually a challenge that we had to try to figure out how to get over. Is initially we were going to people's homes or businesses and catering an event and serving through our food truck window.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great. We love doing that just as much as we love doing full service catering. However, people did not correlate the food truck catering with a full service concept. So we had to kind of break our own mold and forcefully advertise that we do full service catering. And the way that we did that was we landed a couple parties of really devout clients and different folks who were true regulars of the food truck who had events, and they allowed us to take tons and tons of photos, and it was a full service catered event without the food truck there. And then we were able to post those pictures and testimonials from those clients that said, Roots is so great for catering, you should definitely book them. And that's kind of how we moved into that portion. And now we have people who are approaching us as a catering company, not even realizing that we have a
Interesting. That's pretty cool. And this is obviously you having your own kitchen is almost a must in this case, right? If you're going to serve
for an expansion like we are trying and doing, having your own kitchen is definitely key.
That's awesome.
And you almost need to If you obtain your own kitchen, you almost need to expand in order to afford your own kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you get your own kitchen, are there any other sort of licensing or other permits that you need in order to kind of expand and do that? I mean, is that a whole another sort of legislation thing going on
as
there?
a food truck, you have a mobile food permit. At least in North Carolina, your permit is a mobile food unit, they call them here, and you're assigned to a commissary kitchen. So, and I assume that's similar around the country.
Mm-hmm.
And here, if you were to have your own kitchen, then you are then your own commissary renter and lessor. So you are leasing the kitchen to your own food truck, and you would have to get you'd have to apply. You get a catering license as well. It's all lumped under the same permit. Generally, it's just a minor stipulation where the health department does have to come out and say, okay, yes, this is a kitchen. Okay, see a copy of your lease. Mm-hmm. You are legitimately in this space. There's no other owners in this space. This is solely your kitchen. Okay, you're good to go for catering. You're good to go for using the food truck out of this catering kitchen. So, and then the other things that come with having your own kitchen is you're the one paying the light bill, you're the one paying the gas bill, you're paying for your linen, paying for the fire inspection and everything else.
And do you have sort of extra crew that's working with you just on the catering part of things?
Yes, we do. We actually, in order to expand, I hired one of my colleagues from the country club to be our executive chef of catering. That was pretty recent, and it was working out really, really well. So once you start to expand, you kind of figure out that you can't manage or do all of the aspects of the business on your own. So you kind of have to step back, divide and conquer.
Love it. Love it. Craig, thank you so much for all this great information. It's extremely helpful for myself and everybody else out there listening. I know. And congratulations to you and the success you've had so far and the expansion. It's great stuff. So again, you can check out Craig, rootsfarmfood.com. If you are ever in Charlotte, North Carolina, look for his truck. Can you tell us really quick social media accounts? Where can we find you on social media and start to follow you from?
You can find us at Roots Farm Food on Twitter. You can find us at Roots Good Local Food on Facebook, and our website is www.rootsfarmfood.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Craig. I appreciate your time so much, and best of luck to you and all your crew.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I hope you enjoyed that interview with Craig Barbour, owner of Roots over in Charlotte, North Carolina. You can find out more at rootsfarmfood.com, or you can check him out on Twitter. Just go to Roots Farm Food is the handle on Twitter. Just great information. Thank you so much. If you're ever in the Charlotte area, look out for the Roots Farm Food Truck and just get a taste of that great local food that they have going on over there. So, Craig, thank you so much for your time. Thank you to the listener for your time as well. If you had just a minute extra to help us out, just head on over to iTunes, look up food trucks, and find our show. Leave us a review and a rating. It'll go a long way to help out the show. Thank you so much for listening in. I appreciate you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode of the FoodTruckr School podcast. And get more information at foodtruckr.com. Peace.